This video, we will discuss a basic radical related to hats, tu, mao. This radical has a specific pronunciation when used in characters. Today we call it the tu bao gai tu radical. It is like the bao gai tou, bao radical missing the dot on top, written in this form. Actually, its origin is completely different from that of the bao gai tou radical. Bao gai tou originates from the image of a house, while tu bao gai originates from a hat. The earliest form of tu depicted the image of a hat. The simplest ancient hat was made by draping cloth downward over the head. This is a piece of cloth draped downward. In character forms besides being written as tu bao gai, it also evolved into two other forms. Sometimes a horizontal line is added inside. For example, like this. Sometimes two horizontal lines are added. Adding two lines becomes the character mao as in guān mao, common cold. The top half. Whether one or two lines, they are actually decorative marks. The overall form still represents a hat. Hats are used to cover the head. Characters created with it are all related to hats or covering. First, let's learn some characters related to mao. First, let's learn the character mao from guān mao. The original form has a hat on top. Below is mu, eye. Mu, as we know, is an eye. It depicts a hat covering the eyes, indicating a hat worn on the head. The original meaning of mao is hat. This meaning was later used to create a new character. We add a component to indicate it is made of cloth. This becomes the mao we use today for hat. A hat is worn on the head. So, to bear on the head, to disregard can also be called mao. For example, mao xian means to risk danger. Mao yu means to brave the rain. Traditional Chinese medicine believes that the common cold is caused by exposure to wind and cold. It was initially called guān mao, meaning to bear the wind and cold, and to be infected by wind and cold. Later, people simplified the term and called it guān mao. As for what is felt and borne, it is no longer mentioned. It also extended to mean rising upward, emerging outward, also called mao. For example, mao han sweating, mao yu, braving rain meaning smoke and sweat emerging upward. Second, let's learn the character miǎn. This character also has mao on top. Below is miǎn from miǎn chu, exempt. Actually, miǎn originally depicted a person wearing a hat. Below is a person. Above is a hat worn on the head. A particularly large hat, almost covering the entire person. Later, the form of miǎn changed significantly. The hat image on top became less recognizable. People added mao on top, creating a new character, which is the miǎn we see today. The original meaning of miǎn is hat. In usage, hats worn by ordinary people cannot be called miǎn. Only hats worn by emperors or officials are called miǎn. In some countries, when a monarch ascends the throne, a ceremony is held. A hat is placed on the new monarch's head. This ceremony is called jiamiān, coronation. Journalists have a special title called 无冕之王, uncrowned kings. What does it mean? It means they play a very important role. They can criticize social injustices, change societal thoughts and trends, influencing the entire society and world, similar to the role a king can play. But they are not actual kings. They have no crown, hence called uncrowned kings. Third, let's learn the character guān. The earliest form has a hat image on top. Below is yuān. Yuān represents the human head. To the right of the head, there is cun, a hand, which is a human hand. The overall image of this character shows a hand holding a hat and placing it on a person's head. The original meaning of guàn is hat. This character has two pronunciations. One pronunciation means hat and is in the first tone. The other pronunciation means to wear a hat and is in the fourth tone. A hat is the topmost part on a person's body, so it extended to mean first place, champion. As in 勇冠三军, meaning the bravest in the army. That is, ranking first in the entire army, the most brave. Later it came to refer to winning first place in competitions. Guān and miǎn both refer to formal hats. From these two characters comes an idiom called 冠冕堂皇. 冠冕堂皇 originally meant dignified and upright. Later, it often took a negative connotation, describing something that appears solemn and grand on the surface, but is not so in reality. Next, we learn two characters that use the hat image to represent covering. Covering. First, let's look at méng, meaning to cover. The earliest form was actually written like this. On top is a hat mao. A line is added inside the hat as decoration. Below is shi, pig, which is the image of a pig. The whole character represents covering a pig with cloth. The original meaning is to cover, to conceal. Later, this character fell out of common use and was replaced by méng with a grass radical added. Méng with the grass radical originally referred to a type of grass. Later, it generally means to cover. This character has three pronunciations, usually read with a meaning of confusion. Meaning confused. Another pronunciation. 吓懵了, scared stiff, 蒙头转向, confused and disoriented. When referring to the Mongol ethnicity and region, it is read with a specific tone. Next, let's learn the character, yuān from yuān. We said méng uses cloth to cover a pig. Yuān depicts covering a rabbit with cloth. The rabbit is covered underneath and cannot stretch its body. So the original meaning of yuān is bent, unable to stretch, later extended to mean wrongful treatment, to suffer injustice. 冤枉, 冤屈. All mean being treated unjustly.